Useful websites if you worry about worry by Alan Fashion. Introduction. In choosing this title, I first thought that it sounded rather old-fashioned. However, then I thought it might still be right. At first, I thought, doesn't anyone now know how to use their browser and refine their search? On second thoughts, I thought that perhaps it does take some getting used to. And really a long time before you are a proficient surfer who can find what he or she wants. However, some tips the author can share will give ideas that could help the reader and that they might not have thought of before now. And as more and newer computer users are online all the time, this book does have some useful purpose, at least for anyone who cannot know yet not having done it. But the article also has tips for others who have a computer already. It's general knowledge and for students. A lot of good information, advice and help for the worried are available online. Yet some cannot find it because they are not searching for it correctly. Some forget that all knowledge has been studied and analyzed and written about by experts on the subject. Really, it would have to have been for it to survive. Or it would have to have been for it to be any more than the most homespun advice. And even homespun advice, when the sources are researched, is found to be from works of famous philosophers, is sound medical advice, or came originally from members of the family who had jobs that involved doing knowledge work or who were well educated. As well, some do not know that students really do study a range of subjects and topics, and it is not just stuffy things. For example, sex is a subject covered in many courses. In psychology courses, they discuss chat-up lines and getting women into bed. As well, they discuss other topics around sex and relationships and women. In social science, sex lives are also legitimate subjects to study. And common subjects that people worry about, such as crime, are studied at college in different subjects. If you worry about the future, then try looking to the past or to history. History is a subject that can help worry. Some worry about politics. And academic books have a lot to say about it. Social science and psychology, or even other subjects such as the arts or literature, have a lot to say about politics, or at least they do in a general sense. Almost any subject someone worries about, academe has had something to say. Academic institutions may be the only source for a lot of information for the worried. Or indeed, it is the original source. And it is where it all came from. They also have a lot to say about sex and relationships as well. The self-help section is not the only advice. Sex and relationships is a bit of an important subject, it seems, to everyone, including for society, academics and readers generally. When you worry really about society's secrets and political controversy, then don't. You can read about them in black and white in books and websites. It seems they don't mind telling anyone so long as they have some claim to be educated, and so they are all right to tell. There is a long history of thinking uneducated people cannot be told things. It's all right to tell anyone, literally anyone who is educated. This is even today, when the school leaving age has been raised and really, everyone has a high standard of education compared to the past. Yet these ideas persist. You can join this elite group of people who are told everything. And you can do this just by looking at sources that you are supposed to be educated to read. They may tell you a lot of what you want to know. And it may reduce worry. To search for these subjects, type in the academic discipline followed by the rest of the search term to see what different disciplines have to say about a topic. And if you see something in a web page or book, then use this as a search term if it interests you and gets you more results. Best search terms are anything specific. Common words will not find as much overall. Terms that are more specific may give you more information not discussed in detail on websites that are more general. And you may find less without different approaches to the subject. Some may perhaps feel a bit embarrassed looking up some of these topics and typing in academic terms when it is a long time since they have been at school. This is even if they worry about some topics incessantly and would really like to know more about them. Also, if it is a serious website and it is not porn, then you should not have to worry about looking things like sex up. Websites: www.en.wikipedia.org and any other online encyclopedia for articles about many subjects. www.psychologytoady.com for many easy-to-understand articles about psychology and of general interest. Particularly, it is about psychology with social or political dimensions to it. As well, articles about sex and relationships, social skills, goal setting, success, etc. that give you more advice than in self-help books. www.youtube.com and the Bing search engine, www.bing.com offers videos on many subjects that worry someone. It is not all surfing dogs and music. Online newspapers have news articles and opinion. Do you keep thinking you read something in a newspaper that later began to bother you later? Then look it up again. Do not know what others think and if it is any different to your opinions. Then look up some columnists. Cannot be bothered to read the newspaper every day or everything in it. Then catch up using the search box. Do you want to know if it's new or old news? Then look it up. You get a lot of useful information about your worries from the TV. You can catch up on TV you've missed on TV companies or video websites. Often you missed a show that everyone else saw and that is why you are worried. As well, TV has a lot of useful, easy to understand, up-to-date and well-researched information on many topics of worry that are as well of general interest. Any online or bricks-and-mortar bookstore has books that give advice. Books sometimes have useful advice and facts you don't get on web pages or from other sources. And e-books and new print technology have brought books up to date. As well, they are easy, cheap often and quick to purchase. Notes: some websites and e-books are free. In the past, you could spend a lot of money to get information, culture, and news. And you still can today. But you have free or cheap alternatives. However, remember that if you change your spending habits, then you need to keep a budget so you don't overspend. As well, don't neglect sources of information such as newspapers and magazines. These have advantages and disadvantages over other sources of information. For example, you have length, if it is up to date, and some different types of articles such as interviews or reviews, etc. All this will work to give you a better picture of your worries and as well keep your interest and attention. Don't let this all stress you. Some sayings such as learn a little every day may help. Or take a break and listen to music. www.youtube, www.bing.com video and other websites such as www.mtv.com and have free music videos. Put them on your TV. Or switch on the TV and watch whatever is on. Alternatively, play the radio. They say that a lot of the anxiety some have today is that they stopped reading books because they went online and thought the World Wide Web was better than it was. Yet the web did not really answer all their questions. It couldn't because websites were not long enough and many famous books are indispensable to have read. Now with e-books and e-readers, this may have changed. As well, the web is getting better all the time. On most computers, you have a word processor. Many computers come with a basic WP3 Or you can download a free one such as OpenOffice. If you want a good WP, you can buy one such as MS Word. As well, PDF software is also a WP. You can buy software such as Adobe's to produce documents or edit them. Or download Adobe Reader free so you can read PDFs but not edit them. You can copy and paste from web pages, from PDFs or other WP files to your own WP/PDF. This is useful for writing essays without having to type too much and hurting your fingers. It is more therapeutic as well to copy and paste. You are like a critic when you edit someone else's work, and not as passive as if it was all your own work. The end.